Cheers, pal. Right. Good. Stranraer, it's a small town. There's only 15,000 people live in Stranraer. It's quite isolated. It's a very sleepy town. It's very quiet. It's in the bottom. It's right in the southwest. It's the most southerly corner of Scotland. So it's about 2 hours drive down from Glasgow, and about 2 hours from Carlisle. So it's the corner of Scotland. In 2006, the phone call came, and that's how it all kicked off.
Big backhand, boom, backhand lead trip, jump, jump, backhand, good, keep moving, stay in the centre, 1, 2, jump, jump, come, faster, got you, again, go, come back to the backhand, go, and jump, back, one.
From where I'm from, you played football, and if you weren't very good at football, you became a boxer. You went to boxing, and that was a natural thing in this area. It was the only way to kind of get off the streets, really, for something to do. The boxing club was at the bottom of my street, so it was a 2 minutes walk. There was lots of kids like that. They didn't have nothing to do. There was no money. You came to the boxing and you paid, it was 20 pence, which I don't know what that is in euros, but very small amount to get into the club.
Don't stop, even though you're tired. Hands up there, hands are up there, recovering. That's it. Everybody loses their breath. Keep walking, keep in front of me. Keep staring at me, right, that's it. Keep walking to me. Tell me when you're ready to go again, right? Wee single jab, keep them away. Keep them away, that's it. Keep moving, keep that breathing going. Try and breathe through your nose, right?
Dat is toch wat. 20 jaar gevoetbald en dan is het gebeurd. Dat is toch zonde? Het vriendenelftal begon in 97 en dan weten we dat we hier nooit meer een wedstrijd zullen spelen. Het is helaas afgelopen. En Sisse Boys was en is niet meer. We hadden vorig jaar 294 leden en we zouden aankomend seizoen 135 leden hebben. En dat komt natuurlijk omdat er natuurlijk veel leden weg zijn gegaan, omdat die erbij al zagen hangen, laat ik het zo zeggen. Ja, dan moet het besluit vallen dat het eindig is, maar het is wel een feit. Ja, dat was ons trainingsveld. En ja, op het trainingsveld hebben wij het was niet alleen getraind, hier werd ook wel op gevoetbald. Omdat we destijds nog wel wat meer elftallen hadden. Dus ook de boys ook een stukje van ons. Net zoals dat wij een stukje van de boys zijn. En dat ja, daar kun je niet altijd voor worden, zeg maar. Maar het is wel een gevoel.
I haven't been here for about 5 years, 4 or 5 years. I can still feel the chicken skin on my arms and up the back of my neck just now, just never goes away. In Scotland you're either a Rangers or a Celtic man. A lot of it depends on where you're born and what religion you're, but for me I was born in a small village. My father was Rangers, my brothers were Rangers, All the family was Rangers, so you don't go against the family. It's from your first breath. You're just, that's what you are. That's all you hear. It's all you hear is Rangers, 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 Celtic, Celtic, Celtic. So it's like anything that you do each day. It's in you, and you pass it on to the next generation, and the next generation after that. You hope.
And jab, and back. 1, 2. Good. You're staying there. You're in there. Right. 1, 2. Jab. Back. It's a long round for you, isn't it? Half a minute to go. 1, 2. Back. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. Right. 1, 2. Jab.
This is my home. Although I had a 15-year holiday in Stranraer when I left in 2002, but I've came back here now, and this right now, this is home. It feels like home. It's a tough place, but it's probably like every city where there's differences with people and different communities, and that's very evident in Glasgow, where you've got the Catholics and Protestant divide, and that's probably about the toughest thing to deal with when you're growing up. The whole divide with the Catholics, Protestants, Celtic, Rangers.
Okay, hands up. Boom. Yeah. Back. 1, 2. 1, 2, slip. 1, 2, 3, slip.
I don't think anywhere tops Glasgow, but when you go to Enschede, it feels like that. It's the same buzz you get where people they're so passionate, especially with the football, which another thing we've got in common. The people like a drink, they like to party, but they're also very passionate. So we see that. It feels nice to go to Enschede, but Glasgow's number one. It's a beautiful place. Sometimes the streets don't tell you that, but it really is.
Come on, stay up. That's the time.
Nou ja, je loopt hier net het veld op en natuurlijk denk je aan bepaalde zaken. Omdat het historie geeft. Je hebt hier 20 jaar gespeeld met elkaar, met de boys team. Ja, in 1997 zijn we begonnen. Nou, eigenlijk met Dennis sprak ik daarover, Buffel, Dennis van Nuenen. En die wou ook weg gaan voetballen. En nou goed, we wouden dus met een vriendengroep wat beginnen. Maar goed, het begon eigenlijk bij ons twee. En toen is rond gaan vragen, hè, dat we hadden gezegd van, nou, laten we eens kijken wie nog meer geïnteresseerd is om te gaan voetballen. En toen kwam links en rechts kwamen er wat mensen en daar zijn we mee begonnen. Onze keuze voor de boys was natuurlijk omdat het de volksclub was van Sportclub en de Enschedese Boys. Die uiteindelijk de fusie natuurlijk met Twente hebben, tot stand hebben gebracht. En dat was natuurlijk mooi omdat, ja, ik bedoel, wat is mooier dan met je maat op zondagmorgen een potje voetbal. En daarna natuurlijk naar Twente. En er waren ook een soort van statuten opgesteld. En daar stond in, hè, want iedereen moest een jaarkaart hebben van het elftal, anders kon je niet bij de boys team voetballen. En als Twente speelde, ging voor. Dus dan moest of de wedstrijd verschoven worden, of we moesten maar op papier afdoen, of iets dergelijks. Maar de wedstrijden van Twente gingen boven onze eigen wedstrijden. Dus dat was eigenlijk ja, het beginsel van de boys team. Ik hoop dat er nog wel iets blijft, een soort van, ja, de poort misschien met het logo erop, of iets met een soort van herdenking dat hier ooit de boys heeft gezeten. Dat zou mooi zijn.
The day with the snips. You get the snips?
Aye. I did tell you that, no.
Right. You come down the roadways. All right. Hey. Just here, eh?
There.
Just there. That'll do. In Stranraer, there's actually 3 factories. Our factory is a smaller factory with a grey roof. I worked there for 38 years. That's where I met James. James arrived there 14 years ago. A quiet guy from Glasgow. He wasn't interested in football. That was what he told everybody. This was all because we were wearing our Rangers shirts at work. So James didn't want to tell anybody he was a Celtic supporter. And as I explained, there's always a question that tells you religion or football club. And James came in one morning, I remember, and he was asked about the kids, have you got the kids settled in at school? And I could see he was struggling to tell us, and it was St Joseph's, which is the local Catholic school. And as soon as he said that, one of the boys from Glasgow that worked with us, he was onto him and said, "You're a Celtic supporter?" And James said, "Yeah, I am." And that was it. And because of the mentality of Glasgow, he thought that if he came down here and said, "I'm a Celtic supporter," then we wouldn't get on. And it wasn't true. The other guy from Glasgow, he had a problem, but the rest of us from Stranraer, we didn't care if he was a Catholic, if he was a Celtic supporter or what he was. So we met in there 14, 15 years ago, and then it just went from there.
All right, wee man. It's what? Aye. How no? It's all tidy. This is one of the housing schemes, Drumchapel, where I was born and bred. It's all this used to be kind of high-rise tenements. Still is. This is an area of high unemployment. Lots of refugees come to this area as well. So you'll see a lot of people moving into houses. A lot of houses are empty as well. So but it's still a nice area. Still plenty of community spirit in it. I can remember not having the best of trainers or the best of clothes, but no one did. No one did, so it was normal. No, so you weren't picked on for not having the best clothes or anything. But I was a big guy anyway, so no one picked on me. Well, that much anyway. Especially when I started the boxing. I was a fat kid who could fight a bit, so I was okay. When you're young, you don't notice any hardship. When you're kids, it's just lots of green areas, lots of places to play football. Hang about the bin areas, that was normally a traditional sport as well. Looking to see what people had thrown out. So it's a rough old place, but it makes tough people. So it wasn't a bad thing for me. I loved it.
We hebben één keer mooi weer gehad. Voor mij één keer mooi weer. Maar ja goed, we gaan er altijd vanuit dat er
Dat was die keer dat we met 50, 60 man waren.
Ja, precies.
Ja. Maar vrijdag kwam ik dus in gesprek met René Haken en die zegt van ja, ik kan het hele verhaal wel vertellen, maar Twente was normaal helemaal niet op deze uitnodigingen gegaan, totaal niet. En wat ze nou gaan doen is, dus René Haken zei ook van, weet je weer wat het is? Ik kan het zelf vertellen, ik weet een beetje hoe het in elkaar zit, maar als jullie gewoon met jullie 10 jaar ervaring qua vriendschap, dat was gewoon perfect.
Ja. Het eerste wat ze nog vroegen, wel vroeg naar de tijd van questions. En well, do we have to win? Say, of course you have to win. Ja.
Dat was het wel heel goed.
De Buffelkoning. Dat is zijn volledige bijnaam, zeg maar. Omdat hij in het veld, ik bedoel, ook zijn voetbalkwaliteiten waren niet je van het. Maar goed, hij gaf altijd 100%. Eigenlijk moet ik zeggen 200%. Maar vandaar ook altijd buffelen in het veld. Dus zo is die bijnaam ontstaan. Soms heb je dat. Hè? Mensen die zie je en je denkt van dat is een leuke fan. Nou, dat was bij Dennis ook zo. Daar kon je niet kwaad op zijn of zo. En ook wel flink niet in de streek waar je denkt van Doe eens normaal. Dan nog had je zoiets van, ach, het is Dennis, prima. Wel. Dus ja, gewoon een goede aura, zeg maar. Is nog echt een goede fan. Volgens mij was het een melanoom waar hij last van had. En dat is zeg maar geëxpandeerd. Ja, en dat kwam uiteindelijk in het hele lichaam. Maar goed, wel de behandeling aangegaan. En nou, uiteindelijk blijkt ook dat de behandeling geholpen had. En hij was schoonverklaard, maar wel onder behandeling. En ja, tussen dat schoonverklaren en dat het echt mis was, heeft volgens mij een klein jaartje gezeten zo'n beetje. Ja, en toen werd het echt serieus natuurlijk. En ja, dat was natuurlijk wel iets wat je niet meer wil maken. Nou, toen kwam ook het verhaal van Schotland eigenlijk naar voren, omdat hij graag naar de Old Firm wou. En hij had natuurlijk niet meer zo heel veel tijd om die nog meer te maken. En moeilijk om kaarten voor te krijgen. Dus dat was wel een van zijn wensen om nog te doen. En toen is het hele verhaal eigenlijk gaan lopen.
I think there. I think we're going here, Paul. You need to take it along a bit, Rog. Along a bit, Rog.
Okay.
Along a wee bit yet.
Yep. Okay.
That's you. Just bring it back to me a touch.
Right. To you.
Bring it back, Rog. There. It started when Michael Moles left Utrecht to come to Glasgow Rangers. And my daughter was, it was her 18th birthday. And for a surprise we thought we would buy her a Utrecht shirt. So I made a phone call to Utrecht and I spoke to a guy called Adverdunk, who we became very good friends with. And then in 2006 the phone call came from a guy called Bert Mira, who I'd never heard of, but he was responsible for looking for tickets, and he got my name from another contact in Utrecht who gave him my phone number from Adverdunk. So it was a bump from one to another.
I'm about
Look
6
at
to
this.
8 inches.
Yeah, I'm about the same here.
Aye.
We need to put it on the other side.
Aye.
As soon as he explained what he was looking for, and then the reason why he was looking for it, it wasn't just 2 tickets for anybody, it was 2 tickets for a special reason. That'll do. Okay. At that time, I was a season ticket holder at Ibrox. They probably thought that season ticket holders could get tickets more easily, but that was never the case. It was difficult. What do you think, Roger? We'll just take that back out. And I was lucky when I tried that somebody said, I've got 2 tickets. Job's a good one. Jolly good.
Sometimes, especially this time during the marching season in July, that's when tensions are most high. When the Protestants and the Orange Order are walking the streets, singing kind of songs about a famous battle that happened 400 years ago. That always put tensions on a high. Normally my parents went away. They went away for the weekend. They took us away. We weren't in the street. The house was locked up, and we went away. We didn't see a lot of it, but on the build up to it, you would see it. So you knew it. It was constant. It felt intimidating when you were a kid or you were a teenager. Thankfully, there was no football at that time of the year either. But obviously, when all firm games are on, and you know, it's your mum wouldn't let you out in the street. It was you had to be in 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. You weren't allowed to hang about the streets on Old Firm night, just in case there was any trouble. People coming back from the game, causing trouble from both sides. So, no, it was rough at times, but it was always fond memories. Always fond memories. It wasn't the biggest. It wasn't the biggest thing in my drum chat life or my biggest memory of this. You know, so it's just something that you got on with, you dealt with.
How are you?
Good trip.
Thank you.
Ik heb het niet aan.
Nah, it's been hectic. Really.
Because of the number of people are coming.
Because a lot it's to do with Twente. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good.
We've been rushing about all morning, putting up.
Come on, you boys. What shall we do, mate? First to your house?
It's up to you guys, whatever you want to do. Dale's taking three guys up to, I think Pascal's going to my house just now. I've got to go.
Okay, where are you going?
We're just going out to meet the boat, to meet Barco and the boys off the boat. Hey mate, how are you?
Good trip.
Hey pal, how are you? You well?
You well? You too?
Big guy. I'm all right. Doing okay. Hey bro. Nothing is ever fucking easy, man. Nothing's ever easy. How are you? You always make a drama, don't you? Nothing's easy. No. Nothing's easy.
Is it all
I don't know.
going well till now?
Till now, till you arrived.
Yeah, till we arrived.
It's all downhill now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know Glasgow. I don't like the streets of Glasgow. I don't like the busyness. I don't like the crowds. I'm not used to it. I'm a country boy from a small village in a small town, but I didn't know Glasgow that well. Luckily, I had a workmate that was from Glasgow, James, who was from Drumchapel, and we just had a conversation about football, and we didn't really talk too much about football because he's a Celtic supporter. I'm obviously a Rangers supporter, so we saw one another at work. We stayed 3 doors. His house is only three houses away from mine, or was 3 houses away from mine. So no, we spoke at work. We had a laugh at work, but we never drank a beer. We never socialised. If we did, it was very few times. So until then, I said to him what was happening and how strange this was, and he immediately volunteered to drive us up and also to stay with us for the day and take Dennis to wherever he wanted to go. That was the reason we got to Glasgow.
Jim's always a good storyteller. He tells stories, and I saw an opportunity to help out and maybe get involved with one of his adventures, even if he was a Rangers fan. But I knew I had a chance to show him the light by driving them around the city and showing them the good parts of the city. You remember that team? Before my time.
Right, name a team to me.
Oh,
McNeil, Simpson, Gemmell, Lennox, Auld. No, it's no Lennox. Chalmers.
no,
No.
Clark.
Clark. Auld, Lennox. Can you see that boy? Johnson.
That's Chalmers.
Chalmers. Johnson. Nah, I don't know the next tune. What's your next tune?
Can't see it either.
And then Murdoch.
So
Murdoch.
Simpson, Craig, Gemmell, McNeil, Clark, Auld, Murdoch, Chalmers, Johnston. So there you go.
See, there you go.
Aye, doesn't get any bigger.
I think I had one brief 2-minute conversation with him on the phone, and he never mentioned. He told us he was ill, but he never said anything about dying. And it was only when we met him. We met him and his wife Miriam in the hotel, had a cup of coffee, and before we had drunk a cup of coffee, he had told us he only had a few months to live.
A few photographs here, maybe.
Aye.
So it's here. Right, mate.
So
It's here.
he's up there somewhere. Aye.
Biffle Connie. His boy's 10. Name.
Aye, 16/12/06.
Ik denk dat we hier goed zijn, of niet?
Denk ik niet. Mannen. Gokje.
Good to see you, my man. Good to see you.
Maybe in the next half year, I want you to show me Celtic. Everything was Celtic.
Come stay with me for the weekend then.
Yeah.
Okay? I'll look after you. Yeah, I promise.
Let's time we talk about it, that they say come to Stranraer, they can sleep with you.
Aye, definitely.
But now you live in
I stay in
Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Yeah.
I stay 10 minutes from the airport. I can drive there, pick you up. Anytime you want to come to Glasgow, my room's always available. Yeah.
Ik neem hem over. Ik ga zo hoor, ik neem hem over.
I'd already had met so many Dutch people in Utrecht, but there was just something different about Dennis. He was just, when somebody tells you they're dying and they're still sitting having a laugh, it's really, it's hard. And then the story got worse because he had been cleared of cancer. He'd been told his cancer was gone, and then he was told his wife was pregnant, and then they had the kid in August 2006, and then September, or just a month after Ninka was born, he was told that the cancer was back, and this time it was back to stay, and that he only had a few months left to live. So that has to touch somebody's heart, and it touched both James and me. We were both equally moved. But I think if Dennis had been across and he had been perfectly well, I think we would still have ended up best mates. I don't think anybody that would have met him that day wouldn't have felt the connection between them. We were there, but I think anybody that sat and spoke to him for 5 minutes would just have turned around and said, I could be friends with this guy for the rest of my life, and I could rely on him and call him and phone him if I needed anything. He just gave that kind of special kind of feeling. It's hard to describe. It's really difficult.
Goed, Maroek? Een beetje geslapen?
Ik heb 12 lag ik in bed, jongen.
Hoe is je Rutje?
Ja, goed.
Goede pas? Ja, hè, hallo. Ja, zo vaak heb ik natuurlijk nog niet met de boys gevoetbald. Wat komt daar aan lopen? Is dat van ons?
Ja, dat is... Ja, dat is Sinski.
Morgen. Morgen. En die van mij. Ja. Jij moet die van Erik Bal hebben, Dilly. Ja? Voor de wedstrijd van vandaag en natuurlijk voor het toernooi straks. Hebben we nog... kijk. Nou ja, goed, vandaag gaat hij nog een keer aan. Dus dan mag het. En 1997 begonnen, hè? Met het vriendenelftal.
Wat geconfronteerd. Je ziet jezelf niet zo vaak van uitgekant.
Ik zeg lachen de bosjes zeggen, ik word hier, ik weet niet.
Ah, Rob! Ja, Robbie. Dat is toch mooi dit, of niet? Hé, dat is fantastisch weer. Dat hebben we echt normaal nooit.
Have you had a photograph together?
No.
Yeah, a photograph together.
Jongens, even foto samen. Mengelen. Oh, success man.
Same to you. Right, nice. This is a special.
Good luck.
This is for you boys. I hear it's your last game.
Oh,
I know under your thing. That's for Jim and the Tukker clan.
oh nice. Grass dice. Grass dice, but club never.
Very much. Cheers.
Paco.
I had to score a goal, otherwise I had a very bad
Have to
afternoon.
stay. Yeah. Good man. Go and get a beer, I get
Yeah,
something
for
to
sure.
drink. Yeah.
Voor mij voelt dit nu wel als de laatste keer in het groene shirt. De afsluiter die misschien wel zo hoort te zijn. In de Stranraer, de laatste wedstrijd in het groen. Ja. Hallo.
He had us laughing. And yet he was telling us he was dying, but he was telling us these silly stories that back in Enschede and the way they supported football. And
He was telling us about Twente, and to be honest, we didn't really know much about Twente. We knew about Ajax, Feyenoord, PSV, and then when he started telling us about Twente and telling us about his escapades on the road with this group of friends that he had, and we could have sat in a bar all day, and he could have told us, listening to all his stories. It was brilliant, great connection right away, and I don't think I've never had that again when I just meet somebody.
No.
Normally it takes a bit of time to get to know them, but right away, we were laughing.
It was instant. It was just straight away, and he was that proud of Jan Vennegaard. He had met Jan Vennegaard on Friday night, and because they both came from Losser, so that was probably the proudest thing that he was able to tell us.
Being ill didn't come into it. I was showing off. Come and see my stadium. Come and see Hampden. Go and Jim was wanting to show off Ibrox. So we were boasting, you know what I mean? So we were proud of it. Aye.
Probably the worst for me was going to Parkhead and doing the tour. And I only did it because he asked me and because I had the camera. Nobody else had a camera.
I thought it was good fun. You know, it was because there was situations where the tour guide is making jokes about Rangers, and I could see him cringing and but it was very funny for me, you know. So we never ever told him, did we? We just let him carry on.
We just let him go on. And Dennis loved it as well. Dennis was sitting because he knew I was struggling. I was looking for a door to get out because they played the whole history of Celtic, so I had to sit and watch the whole history.
It was a movie, that's
from
right.
And it lasted about 30 minutes. And he'd said at the beginning,
I don't think Rangers won match during that video, did they? No,
it was shocking. No, we never won a game. I don't think we scored a goal.
Very warm welcome to everyone, and particularly to our Dutch friends, FC Twente.
Oh, boys, how's you getting on? You all right? Good.
For
There's not many days in Stranraer you can sit like this, is there? Bloody hell. Is he a Stranraer kid? Is he that? Oh, should have scored there. Oh, yeah!
Man, I still listen to the Irish songs.
Oh, you're still a rebel, are you?
Yeah. I got all all the rebel
They're good times though, aye. Did you enjoy it at the club, aye? It was brilliant. Aye.
Enjoy it?
Yeah, it was good, eh?
Good.
Good day, eh?
It's a good day. Well, it was good, and the crowd was fine. Yeah, good. Have a good.
It doubled the days of sunshine since I've been here.
Yeah. Dennis wanted us to see FC Twente. He wanted us to see the Grosvest, as he called it. We wanted to see the stadium, and James and me had never been anywhere together bar that day. But we said we would go. We got the invite from the boys, and Dennis wanted us to be there, so we made a weekend, and the two wives came across as well. And we stayed in a hotel in the city, and we went to see Dennis at his home because he was too ill to actually go to the stadium. So that was our first taste of FC Twente.
So this area here is called the Gallagate. It's a big Celtic area, as you see from the pubs and the flags that are hanging outside the pubs. Celtic fans normally walk from the city centre right up the Gallagate to the stadium. So this is where I'm familiar with. This was the famous Birds Bar. All over the pub it was decked out with Celtic regalia, famous for years and years ago. So we came here with Dennis just for a pint in the afternoon, much to Jim's disgust, but Dennis wanted to go to a Celtic pub, and this was the most famous at the time.
I never woke up in the morning and thought I'm going to drink in a Celtic pub. It was just, this one here just had led the whole day and pushed, so we're going for a beer in the Celtic pub. I'm not very good at saying no, so it was okay. We're just going to go with the flow.
And you had the camera, you're the only one with a camera.
I had the camera. I was the cameraman. That was my excuse for being here. But it annoyed quite a few guys back in Stranraer that had been in it. No, it wasn't the best beer that I drank.
We vinden het natuurlijk geweldig wat ze gedaan hebben voor Dennis. En toen ze hier kwamen, ze hebben met alle ega's ontvangen, meegenomen naar de wedstrijd, maar ook naar de bestuurskamer. En nou goed, alles laten zien zeg maar, binnen Twente. Dus zij pikten eigenlijk meteen die sfeer op. Wat zij natuurlijk ook geweldig vonden. En naast het feit dat ze natuurlijk mooi vonden dat ze nog weer een keer naar Dennis in konden, vonden ze dat natuurlijk mooi. En daar is ook een beetje denk ik vuurtje ontstaan. Als beginnend supporter noem ik het maar even, van FC Twente. En dat vuurtje dat is maximaal aangewakkerd.
We came back to Scotland at that time. It was like sad because we knew that there was something sad was going to happen. So it happened, and it happened too soon, and we found ourselves back in Twente. And this time there was even more people telling the story and asking and wanting to speak to us. And then the club started to become involved with us, with Hubach and Munsterman, both being at the funeral. They came and thanked us, and that was our contact with them. And then we were back home, and the next time it was a football trip. It was a trip to see a game. We'd said goodbye to Dennis, so. And I think us being across at the funeral was another huge step for these guys to say they've come back again. But after that, it was back to Scotland, and we started enjoying Grolsch at home, and following FC Twente and watching them when we could on TV or internet.
We kept travelling over back to Enschede and coming back, going to different matches. So we were building up lots of experiences. Tuckers were coming over and staying with us, going to different matches. My friends from Glasgow were interested. They wanted to go over to Enschede. And suddenly there was a whole list of boys from Stranraer and Glasgow that wanted to know all about FC Twente. So we thought it'd be a nice idea to have a club.
What we'd like to do is officially ask our chieftain, who is Ute Munsterman, or the chairman, and we'd like to ask him to accept our constitution and sign it. We also have our chairman, who is Jim McKee. And we'd like to ask Ute to witness us signing the constitution, and also countersign our constitution as being an affiliated FC Twente supporters club. And we hope to grow and be strong and see you guys and drink a doodle sack every week.
That was like the highlight, and how could you better that? You couldn't better that, you couldn't make it any better. And then here we are, 6 years on, and to look out and see Jan van Hals, and to see the coaches, and to see 400 FC Twente supporters, it's beyond belief.
Anytime we were at the stadium, we always walk by and say hello. So it's always a nice thing just to point out and go through the story again of the weekend we had with Dennis in Glasgow. So there's also one in Ibrox as well, but it's nice that it's in the Celtic end of the stadium, so we can go and visit that as well twice a year now. So I've not saw it for a few years right enough because they've not been playing against us. They've been playing against Berwick and Stranraer and people like that. So, but we may be able to. We saw them last season, so it's nice now. So I'm sure Dennis would laugh at that one as well. When I go out, it would be nice for me to be remembered on someone's football stadium.
I'd just like to say, James, don't please put me up there anywhere. I'd be back down to haunt you if you did. It meant to be, whether there's a God or whether there was gods looking down on us, I don't know. It was Dennis's day, and that was the whole thing. But we couldn't put it in words what we've had back in the last 10 years. It was a life changer. It was a life changer. I could name 2 friends I've got down in Stranraer, and I could name about 20, 25 friends I've got across in Enschede. I've more friends in Enschede than I've got in Stranraer. So, and good friends, true friends.
It really is a privilege to welcome everybody here, both from FC Twente, Enschede and our Stranraer.
This event, this is football. This is real football. This is what it's all about. It's not about winning games, but it's about bringing people together, and it must stay forever. So what nobody knows, and I didn't discuss it with my colleague, but there will come a time that Stranraer is coming over. We invite you to play the away game. Yeah? With the supporters. But when you want to arrange something, you need people with a big heart, with passion, with a great heart full of friendship. And we have met two guys, James and Jim. What you did in the past 10 years together with all your friends standing here, it's unbelievable. And I heard, and I cannot imagine when I see you here, that the both of you had some discussions in the past about some clubs here in Glasgow. Yeah, James. So we wanted to give you something what brought you together, and we are very lucky that we have a former Celtic player in our squad. So I would like to invite Jos Hooiveld to come down, and also Jim. Jim, no worries. Harry Fuskic, former Rangers players. So please, Josh. I go to give it to James. And Harris. Give it to Jim. From now on, officially, you will be always welcome at FC Twente. Whenever you come, you give us a call, or even you don't call, you stand in front of our door. The doors will be open, and with this pin, you are officially Tukker for life from FC Twente. So when you wear it, you are always welcome. And thank you very much on behalf of all the players, the staff, and the board of FC Twente. Ladies and gentlemen, Tukkers for life.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wij denken nog steeds wel eens van hoe heeft het allemaal zo kunnen ontstaan? Want het is natuurlijk een verschrikkelijk feit waardoor de band is ontstaan. Echt verschrikkelijk. En ik had liever de band niet gehad als Dennis er nog was geweest. Maar gezien het feit dat het gebeurd is en dat die band is ontstaan, ja, dat is geweldig. Want het is heel bijzonder, echt heel bijzonder.
It sounds as if it's corny, but it's not. It's a truth, and when you tell the truth, sometimes it's hard. But these guys are just like an extended family to us.
Weet je horen tennis?
En niet zo lang voor de train, mate.
Right.
See you soon, mate. Good weekend. Great, man. Unbelievable. James! Hey, mate. See ya. Well done, big man. Good weekend.
Ja, thank you for everything. Ja?
Ja, de man.
Bye.
Ik ook.
Ja.
I'm not going.
You're staying. Hey, thank you, mate. Hey,
Hey, Rick.
thanks.
See you, boys.
Why is it you go? See you.
No, it's good, but it's hard. It's hard. It's like everything finishes and then it's just like texts and phone calls and you don't see the boys. I always wore the jerseys. Every day I had a Rangers jersey on. And then after the meeting with the Dennis and everything that happened then in 2007, and seeing that the football wasn't the be all and end all of everything, the shirts went off, they went into a black bag and they went out. And I stopped wearing the Rangers jersey. Still a Rangers man, but I never have a Rangers shirt on now. It just felt, after what James and me had done and the way we were made to feel, it felt as if it was having the Rangers shirt on was a sign of bigotry, was a sign of, and for me it never had been in the past, but people saw it that way. My next generation is now more Twente than it is Rangers.
Thank you very much, man.
I hope you enjoyed it.
See you soon in
Yeah,
yeah?
thanks for the pin. I'll be across to use it. Bye.
Hey, thanks again.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We'll see you next day. Yeah. Okay. Take care of these two here, will you? And the third one, I don't know where the third one is.
See you next day.
Yeah, for sure. You're on the beers. We hadn't a crystal ball to see what was going to come out of what we'd done. It was, and that's the purity of the whole thing. It wasn't done for financial reasons. It certainly wasn't done because we would think Stranraer would ever play FC Twente in Stranraer, or we would be across there. We only did it for the one reason, and that was for Dennis. But no, it was life-changing.